These are just one of those cases that really get to you. Hey guys, we've got tragic and breaking news right now out of Tallahassee, Florida, related to a 5-year-old girl that is now deceased and her mom and stepfather behind bars. Check this out. We have tragic news coming out of Tallahassee, Florida, about Missy Spencer. Missy Spencer, 5 years old, tragically lost her life on May 19, 2025. It is very surprising that we here in the true crime community did not hear about this case sooner. In order to understand her story, we have to go back to the beginning. In 2019, her mother, Chloe, was only 17 years old when she gave birth to Missy on New Year's Eve of 2019. There's not a whole lot of information that explains what Chloe as well as Missy did between 2019 to 2021. However, in 2021, Chloe married Daniel Spencer, and now we have Chloe and Daniel Spencer. She was 19 years old and he was a whopping 31 years old. This is another case where the whole system failed this little girl, only 5 years old. The courts, the Department of Children and Family Services, and of course, the hardest betrayal, the betrayal of her own mother. In 2024, a lot happened and there was help that could have saved Missy. July, he was accused of SAing Missy, but the courts and law enforcement found insufficient probable cause and police made no arrest. Chloe filed a complaint against Daniel for spousal abuse, but no probable cause and no arrest. A month before Missy accused Daniel of SAing her, Daniel was arrested on unrelated child SA sting known as Operation Spring Cleaning. Daniel was convicted of the unrelated meeting a teenager for SA arrest under that sting. And the most shocking, the judge allowed him to go home to await sentencing. This was a complete and total failure of the system that was meant to keep children like Missy safe. Such a bright soul lost for forever. Her mother and her stepfather are currently behind bars awaiting trial for the torture, death, and murder of their daughter. Please keep Missy and her family in your thoughts and prayers as they are going through the most difficult time, because Chloe's parents raised Missy until she was 4 years old and the courts gave her back to her mom prior to her death. If you found this video informative, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Bullhorn Betty channel. Well, good afternoon, my beautiful people here on TikTok. I came across another highly disturbing story, a recent story, breaking news story out of Tallahassee, Florida. I am unsure why we here in the true crime community have not heard about this case, but I only heard about it in a search this morning when I was looking for, crime. And this case popped up because their charges were upgraded. And I'm like, upgraded from what? And I started reading this story, and the more I was diving in, the more my heart broke. This is 5-year-old child Missy Spencer, Missy Mogel. I don't know why I keep putting Spencer. It's because her mom's name's Spencer. Mogel. So this obviously is not his son. She was 17 years old when she got pregnant. She ended up marrying this man, which was significantly older than her. She was 19 in 2021, and he was 31 years old when they got married. Now, her daughter started to accuse him back in June of 2024 of SAing her. And there wasn't enough probable cause, so they didn't make any type of arrest. And then like a month later, or maybe a month before, I think it was a month before, he was arrested in a sting in July 2024. Let me just look here. Hold on, I've got it all written down here. So he was arrested in June 2024 on unrelated an unrelated sting known as Operation Spring Cleaning, which was like a Polk County type of thing where they were acting as if they were an underage child and he wanted to meet her. You know, the whole rigmarole that we see out of Grady Judd. Well, that's what they got him on. They got him on a sting like that. And then in July, a month later, Missy is accusing him of the same type of stuff. And also, sometime in 2024, it's unclear, Chloe actually filed a complaint against Daniel for spousal abuse. Now, he was ultimately convicted. He was ultimately convicted in this Operation Spring Cleaning. And the judge, now mind you, this is after he's already been accused of her. He just was convicted of this other essaying sting thing going on. And the judge lets him go home to this little girl before he's getting sentenced on this sting. And then boom, she's deceased a month later. Not even a month later. Gone, wiped off the face of this earth. Another accuser. I think that that's what it all happened to be. And Mommy Dearest is just sitting idly by. But, you know, in all fairness, I'm not giving her an excuse at all. But you can tell that she was most likely groomed, you know, in the same type of, you know, orchestration, you know, as this, because she was such a young age. You know, she was 17 when she got pregnant. She was young, dumb, and stupid. She meets this guy. He's older. He can take care of her. He's 31 years old. They tie the knot. They get married. But here's the kicker. She was not even in her custody. All of these are failures. These are governmental failures that were put in place to keep this little girl and people like this little girl safe. Every last one of them failed. So her grandparents had custody of her. She decides to get married to this yahoo, and then she wants her daughter back. So she goes to the courts and gets her daughter back. Her daughter's not even in her care for a solid year before she's dead. All of these failures, all of them, from our governmental officials. Department of DCF was involved. The courts were involved. Everybody was involved. He was convicted and still was able to go home. These grotesque type of charges, and a judge let him go home in Tallahassee, Florida, my home state. Anyways, check out the video. I'll be doing a little more up-to-date videos on this. We've got a lot to uncover. There's a lot of information out here that I think you guys would like to learn about this case. So stay tuned to the Bullhorn Betty channel, and I appreciate you guys coming here and learning a little more about Missy's case. God bless you.